Welcome to Action 7 News, starring Alex Fetterman and Kyle Domzalski. Good morning and welcome to Action 7 News. My name is Kyle Domzalski and this is my co-host,
Alex Fetterman. And today we'll be discussing the Irish Civil War.
Morning Joe. The Irish Civil War started over a big disagreement on whether or not the government should sign the Anglo-Irish Treaty.
The Anglo-Irish Treaty was a document that would conclude the War of Independence between Ireland and the United Kingdom. The document would also allow Ireland to become its own free state and have things such as its own army and police.
That's right, and the Irish nationalists wanted the treaty, while the Irish Federalists did not want the treaty.
The Federalists, aka the IRA, did not want the treaty because they saw it as a betrayal to the Irish Republic, which was a revolutionary state that originally declared its independence from Great Britain. The IRA believed that the treaty did not meet their demands and refused to agree upon it.
Nationalists, on the other hand, wanted the treaty to be signed because they believed that the treaty met their demands and they thought it was fair.
The Federalists could not stand to give up the Irish Republic, and they would not let the treaty be signed.
Despite the disagreements, nationalist official and IRA leader Michael Collins decided to go ahead and sign the document without consulting with opposing officials.
This act by Collins infuriated Federalists across the land.
Days after the signing of the document, on April 24th, 1922, 200 members of the IRA led by Rory O'Connor occupied 4 courts in Dublin and hoped to reunite the sides and help them see that they have a common enemy.
The IRA's plan backfired when the Nationalists saw their idea as an act of treason. The pro-treaty forces sought out to stop these forces immediately.
Michael Collins decided not to attack at first because he wanted to avoid a civil war. But then a British army marshal and a security officer of the Prime Minister were assassinated, and their deaths were blamed on the IRA.
The British decided to attack the 4 courts in an attempt to get the IRA to surrender, in which they did, and the battle concluded.
This battle marked the start of the Irish Civil War and initiated many battles to come.
The war was all the more tragic because officials on both sides were companions with one another, but had opposite views.
Here are some photographs of what Federalists look like. So how's the wife? And this is what the Nationalists dress like.
The Nationalists had over 15,000 men, while Federalists had around 7,000 men.
The anti-treaty forces were highly outnumbered and did not have as much supplies or weapons as the pro-treaty forces.
The pro-treaty forces were being given supplies and weapons from Great Britain to help win the war.
Throughout the course of the war, anti-treaty forces, if captured, were tried with treason and were to be beaten or executed.
The war consisted of many battles, but it only lasted 11 months when IRA leader Liam Dempsey was captured and gave orders to surrender his troops.
Later on, Dempsey was executed along with hundreds of his men even after the war ended.
Here's a map showing the battles and locations in which they occurred. Good job.
At the end of the war, the anti-treaty forces had an estimated 1,000 to 4,000 casualties, and the pro-treaty forces had an estimated 540 to 800 casualties.
The war was won by the Nationalists, aka the pro-treaty forces.
Tune in with us next time on Action 7 News.